Hello, alright, my name is Rosie and welcome to my channel. Here we give tips on how you can overcome depression day after day. In this video you will discover how to help a person with depression and prevent the worst from happening. You are very lucky to be watching this video, because thanks to this content you won't have to go through the pain and suffering that I and many friends go through due to depression. As I wish I had heard those words, I'm sure I would have spared and greatly my suffering, so it is very important that you watch until the end to not miss any details. But first I kindly ask that you subscribe to our channel, enjoy and share the video so that more people can be reached with this knowledge. First, we need to understand what depression is. It is not only sadness, depression is a serious illness. Many people, for not knowing the symptoms, think that the person with depression lives only quiet and sad by the corners, but it is good to stress that it is not always presented in this way, cannot be confused with sadness, at first a common feeling that is part of the life of any of us, but unlike depression, sadness is fleeting. You may be 2 or 3 days disheartened, but you will surely pass. In the depression, evolution is not that simple. When a person is depressed, various areas of life are affected, not just mood. They are signs that can be completely opposite, but are characterized by the intensity. The person may have lack of appetite or exaggerated hunger, insomnia or excessive sleep, gain or weight loss. Moreover, it is common to feel anxiety, because people who suffer from depression also end up developing anxiety. The person feels fear and anguish of future situations. Depression is a serious disease. Irritability, lack of libido, and mainly a strong feeling of hopelessness that over time can lead to an extreme thought of suicide. If you know someone who has these symptoms, talk to them and encourage them to seek help. Or if you are feeling this way yourself, gather strength and seek an expert, because there is treatment. Often psychotherapeutic treatment may be sufficient, but in some cases, in addition to therapy, it may be necessary to use antidepressants. Do not be afraid of these medications, they may be fundamental to the success of the treatment. But it takes patience. These drugs are effective, but need a few weeks to take effect. Remember, depression is neither freshness nor a sign of weakness. Phrases like, "will pass," "this is just a phase," "tomorrow you already get better," "you have to react," do not help the person with depression. It's a disease. It's like you say to a hypertensive hope that by his own volition, his blood pressure will normalize. Actually, that kind of attitude will only make you feel worse. But how do you help a person with depression who doesn't accept help? There is no magic formula to deal with this situation. Often this process of convincing the person can be long and laborious. Although there are some strategies that can be adopted by family and friends to help the person to accept treatment, these measures may not always be effective for all people in similar situations, because each person presents very particular conflicts that deserve individual attention. Some tips are: demonstrate patience and empathy with the person and make it clear that they are understood. It is interesting to show that you understand that the problems faced by her are not easy. Demonstrate that, like her, you face or have faced difficult times. She needs to feel like she's not alone. Try to talk about how this disease occurs and why treatment is needed, and that you and the whole family support proper treatment. Try to strengthen the person's self-esteem, recognizing even the smallest progress, its positive characteristics and abilities. It is interesting to decrease the excess of stimuli such as television, radio, computer, cellular, not eliminate, just reduce to avoid being bombarded with bad news all day. It is also necessary to respect the time of the person if there is not a situation of risk to the physical integrity of her or the people with whom she lives. Do not force the treatment in an aggressive, enforceable way. Just orient, show support, welcome, be available, and always make clear the advantages and the importance of seeking treatment, but respect her time. Sometimes it is necessary that she see this situation for a period before accepting and be open to joining the treatment. Welcome, that's the key word to help someone with depression. In the case of situations involving risks to the person's physical integrity, or even the person's intention to commit suicide, it is very important to seek close assistance and guidance from mental health professionals, even if the patient has not yet agreed to receive this help. And always be patient, because as already mentioned, this process is not always quick and simple. It can involve many difficult episodes before the person finally accepts the treatment. I say this from my own experience, because I suffered a lot with this disease for 15 years. It took me a long time to accept that I had a disease. I tried several treatments, I took some antidepressants, but they only relieved me for a while. I spent a lot of money on things that didn't bring me any results. Currently, there are several alternatives for those suffering from depression. I will leave in the video description the link of the solution that helped not only me, but thousands of people who suffered from this evil, made me go from a sad woman, finished and lifeless, for someone who today lives a full joy every day. I wish with all my heart that all people overcome this disease just as I did. A strong hug, and until the next video.